Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Maloney back to you with the for the third time today, doing SummerSlam recap. Show just ended about 10 to 15 minutes ago. Pretty good show. Not the greatest, not the worst. Could have been worse. I mean, if they were still back at the Performance Center, but sure enough, they got through the card. It ended just about, like I said, 10 to 15 minutes ago. So a 3-hour show in total, plus the pre-show. Pre-show was originally supposed to start at 5, ended up going at 6. And they had 1 match on the pre-show and then 7 matches on the main card, which we'll get to momentarily here. So if you want to follow us, CWN Online, all social media, as well as feedback at cwnonline.ca. Best way to reach us, or Chris at cwnonline.ca. If you're watching live right now, feel free to throw up a comment. Let us know what you thought of SummerSlam 2020. Share your thoughts. Share your thoughts just about anything going on in wrestling right now, but specifically NXT TakeOver or WWE SummerSlam that took place tonight. So again, this is the SummerSlam recap show. If you're watching, thank you very much. If you're listening on audio, whether or not be Anchor or Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever the case may be, thank you very much as well. And like I said, we are still getting started. This is the second recap show we've done. We've done 2 preview shows, 2 recap shows, and then CWN Weekly on this past Friday. We're going to do CWN Weekly episode number 2 this coming Friday. And then episode number 3 is going to be the following Thursday, just due to work scheduling wise. But let's get into it here. So SummerSlam 2020 took place tonight. From the WWE Thunderdome in Orlando, Florida. Kickoff match saw Apollo Crews defeat MVP by pinfall to retain. Big thing about this, MVP did not have his entourage with them. So he was out there by himself. Apollo Crews ended up coming out with the win. I'll tell you this, I didn't do really good with my predictions tonight, but there's always time. It's only August, so we've a long time to go until we hit the end of the year. But I went 2 for 6 with my predictions tonight, so pretty bad. Like I said, Apollo Crews retains the United States Championship against MVP tonight. So that was the kickoff match. Right after that, they said goodbye to Renee Young. They actually acknowledged it on air with the panel of Booker T. They had who else was on that panel? JBL, obviously Charlie Caruso, and I'm forgetting the other guy, Pete Rosenberg, I think it was. But they formally acknowledged Renee Young moving on. So goodbye to Renee Young. Social media was, on top of that as well. So, saying their thoughts to Renee Young for performing for the WWE for as long as they had. So, thank you very much, Renee Young, for doing everything you did for the WWE. Like I said, it'll be interesting if she heads to AEW at this point, whether or not she just takes a break. We saw Kathy Kelly leave. She hasn't appeared anywhere else, so it'd be interesting to see if Renee Young heads to AEW or she, just takes hiatus for a while here. So anyways, like I said, they formally acknowledged that. From there, we went into SummerSlam 2020 itself. First match saw Bayley with Sasha at ringside defeat Asuka by pinfall to retain. Sasha kind of took a bump for Bayley, ended up confusing Asuka, so Bayley ended up rolling up Asuka to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. That was match number 1 officially on the SummerSlam card. Match number 2 saw the Street Profits. I'm eventually going to get that Profits name right. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins defeat Andrade and Angel Garza with Zelina at ringside by pinfall to retain. KO was on commentary at this point. Right after this, they announced WWE Payback streams live WWE Network next Sunday, 7 p.m. So again, we're going to see back-to-back pay-per-views taking place as far as SummerSlam goes, and then WWE Payback next week. With the controversy that's going to take place, or I'm gonna enlighten people on that took place between the women tonight. It'll be interesting to see how Sasha and Bayley, coincide as tag team partners, as tag team champions coming into Payback next Sunday. Third match of the night, Mandy Rose defeating Sonya Deville by pinfall, and the loser leaves WWE match. Very interesting to see. Sonya Deville had a lot of offense in this match. Mandy Rose was dressed completely different in this match. Short hair, completely different outfit. Didn't play up the Mandy Rose character that everybody has seen. Like I said, Mandy Rose defeats Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville apparently gone from the WWE. We'll have to wait and see whether or not she comes back. She heads to NXT, or whether or not this is it as far as a wrestling career for her goes. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. Obviously, personal stuff that had happened with her last Saturday, Sunday might have had an effect on this, because originally this was supposed to be a hair versus hair match. I think the Booking was supposed to be Sonya Deville, losing that match, losing her hair in the original concept of the match, but it didn't end up taking place. But Sonya Deville loses tonight and is gone from WWE. Match number 4, we saw Seth Rollins with Murphy defeating Dominic Mysterio with Rey by pinfall in a street fight. It was interesting because of the fact that there wasn't a lot of a street fight going on in this. I mean, kendo sticks at one point. It's. I should say this as well. So the Sonya Deville Mandy Rose match that had taken place, you had seen it be a no disqualification match. So at one point, Sonya Deville's laying on the table, and Mandy Rose starts whipping chairs across the table. Excuse me. Against Sonya Deville, much the same that Sammy Guevara had done to Matt Hardy. She threw 2 chairs, slid across the table, luckily missed both shots, but the fact is there was a play on kind of an AEW, what they had done with Guevara as well as Matt Hardy there. But I just wanted to mention that because it did turn into a no disqualification match as well. But Seth Rollins, Dominic Mysterio, Seth Rollins goes over. Not much of a street fight, but it was a good match. Dominic got his first match in the WWE, his first match in his career officially had taken place. So that is done and over with. Have to wait and see what happens from this point forward, where he goes, what they're going to do with him, whether or not Ray's going to continue to back him up. But it's great to see a second version of Mysterio. Right before the match, he had Ray and Angie, his mom, backstage, giving him hope, giving him praise, everything going into this match. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Dominic Mysterio going forward. I see a heel turn coming on eventually, maybe by the end of the year, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. From there, WWE 24 WrestleMania, the show must go on. That is taking place right now on the WWE Network. As soon as this show is over, I will be tuning in to see exactly what's taking place. I know Triple H was talking in some of the previews and stuff like that about WrestleMania, how COVID-19 had affected it, what the plans were and this and that, some of the trailers and this and that. Vince McMahon at one point, I think, was a YouTube clip showing Rob Gronkowski how to fall off a 10-foot cliff, in the WWE Performance Center there. So it'll be interesting to see. I think it's about an hour long. But like I said, WWE 24 WrestleMania, the show must go on. Taking place right now on the WWE Network, and I will be tuning in as soon as this podcast is over. Like I said, if you have any comments, you've seen the show tonight, any thoughts at all, feel free to leave a message on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, and let me know, and I'll definitely share them all here on air. 5th match taking place. Asuka defeating Sasha Banks with Bayley by submission to become the new Raw Women's Champion. So they played up the first match that they had done. So Bayley, took the hit for Sasha. Sasha took the hit for Bayley. Bayley ended up retaining. But this match here, Asuka ends up winning. Banks basically, didn't have Bayley take the hit for her. So there's going to be controversy. There's going to be a lot of, I don't think they're going to be getting along going into that tag match coming out on this Sunday with regards to Payback. But the fact is that Bayley retained. Sasha Banks didn't retain Asuka's new Raw Women's Champ. So no longer they have, 4 belts, but down to 3 belts. I will say this. I will say as of next Sunday, as far as Payback goes, I think it goes down to just a 1 belt held by Bayley. And I see the 2 feuding for that 1 belt eventually later on. Go from there. Match number 6, which was the semi-main event. Drew McIntyre defeating Randy Orton by pinfall with, of all things, a backslide to retain the WWE Championship. So hard-hitting match. Both guys were bleeding at one point. Not heavy bleeding or anything like that, but enough to have the referee take out the surgical gloves. Hard-hitting match. A lot of good maneuvers, teases of the finishes and this and that. At one point, Drew McIntyre had missed the Claymore. The RKO I don't believe was ever hit. But then out of nowhere, basically, RKO, Randy Orton term, out of nowhere, Drew McIntyre with a backslide to retain. So interesting to see there. I don't think this is over with. I don't know who they're going to feud with Drew McIntyre at this point. Randy Orton was top-notch, a top-level guy as far as the challenger for the championship goes. Brock Lesnar is nowhere to be seen right now, so it'll be interesting to see who they step up as far as the Raw WWE championship goes. From there, we get a promo on Twitter. And I'll just read this. Hashtag WWE Raw equals limitless. So at Real Keith Lee arrives tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central on the USA Network. So Keith Lee drops the NXT Championship to Karrion Kross. We'll have to wait and see the condition of Karrion Kross tomorrow as far as the MRI goes. But like I said, Keith Lee arrives on Raw tomorrow night. That was posted by WB as well as Mia Yim had posted it as well. So it'll be interesting to see Keith Lee on Raw. Maybe that's the next challenger for the WWE title. I wouldn't mind seeing that match right there. So you get Drew McIntyre taking on Keith Lee. There was a lot of, I don't know how about a lot of history, but there was history back in the NXT, but between those two guys. But Keith Lee is definitely somebody who could take it to Drew McIntyre. Whether or not he comes in as a heel, because Drew McIntyre right now is the babyface, we'll have to wait and see. But fresh face for Drew McIntyre to face off with. Now it's time for the main event. So Bray Wyatt defeating Braun Strowman by pinfall to become the new Universal Champion in a Falls Count Anywhere match. The biggest thing about this was the post-match. So they went back and forth, heavy hitting, went backstage at one point, slamming each other around, everything the case may be. They get back to the ring at one point, and Braun Strowman finds a box cutter, starts ripping apart the ring. I don't know for whatever reason, Kane's going to come up from the bottom of the ring, underneath the ring, so to speak. But the fact is, he cuts open the ring with a box cutter. They've got the exposed plywood underneath, and it goes and backfires on him. Bray Wyatt ends up hitting two Sister Abigail's on him, onto the the plywood, so to speak. Ends up winning the championship. So big thing about this, no Alexa Bliss, nowhere to be found with regards to this. But who returns is the one and only Roman Reigns, who makes his return back to the WWE. Ends up beating up on both guys, hits the Fiend first. It's Braun Strowman on the outside of the ring, then comes back into the ring, beats up on Bray Wyatt a little bit more, and then basically last image that you'll see is Roman Reigns holding up the Universal title, and hovering over Bray Wyatt. So definitely interesting to see Roman Reigns back. Obviously, he's comfortable enough to be back. It'll be interesting to see if they put these guys in the feud right away. I can't see why they wouldn't. But Bray Wyatt's new champion, and Roman Reigns is back on the SmackDown brand. So look forward to that on this coming Friday. So prediction wise, I went 2 for 6. So this past weekend, I went 3 for 3 as far as NXT Takeover went. 2 for 6, horrible night for me for predictions for SummerSlam. But a lot of room to grow, a lot of room to move, coming into December of this year. So let's see if I can at least make 50-50 batting 500. So last thing I want to mention, so you can see right here, and I've done this before and I'll do it again. There is the hat of the Toronto Raptors I am proudly wearing, and I say that for the first time ever, the Raptors have swept a series. They beat up on Brooklyn tonight, and final score I think was 150 to 122. I don't ever remember a Raptors game being that high. I don't ever remember them scoring 150 points in a game. Downside is Kyle Lowry might be hurt, but ankle injury, I think. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But they do have some time to heal. They will play Boston next round. I think they'll have at least a couple days before that series starts in round 2. But yeah, Toronto Raptors moving on to round 2. First time ever in Raptors 25-year history they've swept a series in the playoffs. So congrats, Raptors. Hashtag We the North. And, that's great right there. And coincidentally enough, SummerSlam was supposed to be taking place in Boston tonight. But the next series for the Raptors is Raptors versus the Boston Celtics. So I'm interested. It's, football's on its way back. Hockey has been done for a while. I'm a Devils Ottawa fan, so that's been gone and done. CFL, nothing taking place this year. Baseball, my Red Sox are sucking. Hence the fact you've never seen me wear a Red Sox hat on this show yet, but maybe in time. But there is talks of Brock Holt coming back, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. But anyways, that was SummerSlam for you. NXT Takeover, like I said, had taken place yesterday. WWE SummerSlam had taken place tonight. So those were my predictions. I pretty much sucked tonight, but it's been enjoyable. It's been nice being back on the air. It's been nice doing the predictions and the recap shows. And like I said, if you're ever watching this live, feel free to give me a comment while I'm doing this. I'll answer your questions, share your thoughts with me, whatever the case may be. If you listen on audio, thank you very much. You can always, like I said, email me at feedback@cwnonline.ca, as well as chris@cwnonline.ca, and let me know about the show. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know your thoughts on some of the pay-per-views you've seen. So as far as scheduling goes, we have got, like I said, CWN Weekly, episode number 2, taking place Friday. That'll be a live show, 7 p.m., YouTube, Twitch, as well as Facebook Live. We will do a recap on a preview show for WWE Payback the Saturday or the Sunday, probably the I'll probably say the Sunday morning, just to keep it consistent, because I did the SummerSlam preview show today, and then the NXT Takeover preview show yesterday. So keep it consistent. I'll probably do the preview show next Sunday for Payback, and then we'll do a live version of Payback as far as the recap, the results go right after Payback is off the air, just to keep it consistent. And like I said, episode 3 of CWN Weekly will show up live on Thursday. In 2 weeks from this past Thursday. So I'm not exactly sure what the date was or is, sorry, but I want to keep it consistent. So it is nice being back on the air. I have missed it. I took a couple weeks break, but again, like I said, I wanted to, grow the CWN brand, talk about Canadian independent wrestling, and just focus on some of the stuff that I wanted to focus on. And it's been nice. It's been a nice change, and looking forward to growing the viewership, looking forward to growing the listeners, and looking forward to growing the fan base as well. So like I said, guys, check us out this coming Friday for CWN Weekly episode number 2. That'll be live on YouTube, Facebook, 7 p.m. this coming Friday. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, hit the like button. If you're on social media, follow us at CWN Online. That is the best way to be able to follow us pretty much on everything. And as far as everything else goes, there is my hashtag, my follow symbol, my @ symbol. I'm not exactly sure what that is. The @ symbol on Twitter, I guess, but @ Chris Maloney CWN. That's also on Instagram as well, so you can follow me there as well. But you can follow me. I will, sometimes do talking with regards, or not talking, but commenting on pay-per-views as far as WWE goes, as the show's taking place. Heavy with regards to the UFC and this and that. So if you're on Twitter, @ Chris Maloney CWN. So it's been an exhausting, tiring day. 3 shows in one day. It's been great. But like I said, I'm glad to be back and happy to be talking and entertaining you guys, so to speak. And I'll only get better from here. So, guys, it's been great. Thank you very much for watching and listening. And we will see you this coming Friday for CWN Weekly episode number 2. And again, thanks for watching and listening. Hope you guys enjoyed SummerSlam. And like I said, check out WWE Network, because the WrestleMania that special is taking place as far as WWE 24 goes. So until Friday, see you again. Thanks for taking the time to watch this and listen to this, and take care, guys.